Today I have a battery that has a very strange pathology. It only charges to 50%. I only got 2 bars out of 4. And if I put it in my charger, see that green light? Solid green light, that means the battery is fully charged. This battery stops charging at 50%. And if I put it in my tools, it works just fine. But it doesn't last as long as a typical 4 amp hour battery. So what's going on with this battery? Today I'm showing you how to figure this out and fix this problem. So first let's take a look inside this battery. I've got a voltmeter here and we're going to check out every single cell on this battery. This is a 24 volt, so it's a 6S battery pack. So it's got 7 balance leads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use the balance leads to measure the voltage of each cell. The first cell is 3.8, second is 3.7, 4.1. There we go. That's fourth cell is 4.1, fifth cell 3.8, last cell is 3.7. So the third and the fourth cells are over 4.1 volts, so they are 100% full, whereas the other cells are between 3.7 to 3.8, which is about 60%. Every single cell on this battery should be at the same voltage, but they are not. So this battery is very unbalanced. And that's why when you put this in a charger, the BMS would see that some of the cells are completely full. So it will stop charging, even though the other cells are not full. And that's why it only charges to 50% and then it stops. So what I'm going to do is to discharge the 2 cells that are full from 4.1 volts down to about 3.7 volts, the same as the other cells. I'm going to use a car headlight to discharge these 2 batteries. And because these 2 batteries are connected next to each other and they're in series, I can discharge both of them at the same time. So it is 8.2 volts between the 2 terminals. So I already hooked up my car headlight to these 2 wires here. And I'm just gonna connect to the 2 terminals. There we go. We got about 3 amps, 3.2 amps. This battery is 4 amp hour. So at this rate, it will take about a little bit over an hour to go down to 0%. But I don't want to go down to 0%. I only need to go down from 4.1 volt, which is 100%, down to about 3.7 volts, which is about 60%. So from 100 to 60%, which will take about less than half an hour. I would say about 20 minutes. So with this setup, I can discharge 2 cells at the same time because they are connected next to one another. If you have 2 cells that are separate, let's say first cell and the last cell, then you can't do this. You have to discharge them separately. Here are the voltages for the rest of the cells. They're around 3.8 volts. This one is a little bit low, but it's close enough, so I'm just going to leave it alone. This one here is a little bit high, so I plugged in another headlight and I'm discharging it right now. So it's just going to take a few minutes to go down to 3.8. And I want all of them to be around 3.8 volts. This cell here is at 3.68 volts, which is a little bit low. So I'm going to plug in my TP5100 to charge it while we're discharging all these cells. You can also use a TP4056 board, but this one charges a little bit faster at 2 amps instead of 1 amp. Let's plug it in. You see it turns red. It's charging right now. Alright, I have just finished charging and discharging with the battery. Let's go ahead and double check the voltages. 3.8 volts, 3.798, 799, very close to 3.8, 3.81, 3.80, that's close, 3.80, and 3.80. So all 6 cells are very close to 3.8 volts. Now we're ready to put it in a charger. Here we go. It's blinking. So it's charging right now. Over here you can see the LED on the battery. It's also moving. That means it's charging right now. I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so it's been about half an hour and the battery now is full. You can see the LED light is solid green. That means the battery is full. Let's take it out and measure the individual cells and see what we got. Let's check on the test LED first. 4 bars out of 4. That's 100%. So it seems to be working. Now let's check on the voltage of the cells. 4.13, 4.11, 4.16, 4.17, 4.13, 4.12. So there you go. All of the battery cells are completely balanced. And there's a little bit of deviation, but they are within acceptable range. Just want to be sure the BMS is working properly. I'm going to do a discharge test. I got 2 headlights here. These are 12 volt incandescent. And because the battery is 24 volt, so I connect these 2 headlights in series. And just going to connect them to the battery and do a discharge test. It's running at 4 amps. So at this rate, this 4 amp hour battery will be completely drained in less than 1 hour. I'll be right back. Alright, it's been about 45 minutes and we're down to 1 bar. So time to disconnect and check on the battery. You can see the current, it goes down to 3.7 amps, 3.8 amps instead of 4.1 amps. And that's because as the voltage goes down, the current also goes down. Let's see what we got. 3.64, 3.64, 3.61, 3.65, 3.64, and 3.64. Wow! So the battery is completely balanced even after a discharge, down to, let's say, 25%. Down to 2 bars now. It was 1 bar because it was under load. And that means the BMS is doing its job, balancing of the cells. The last thing I want to do is to put it in a charger and charge it back up to 100% and check it for the last time to see if all the cells are balanced. So here we go. Charging. Be right back. Alright, it's been about an hour and the battery is now full. Solid green light. Let's check it out. 4 bars. It's working. Now let's go ahead and check on the voltage of the individual cells for the last time. 4.14, 4.12, 4.18, 4.18, 4.14, and 4.12. So there you go. The battery is completely balanced and is working just fine. So there you go, how to repair an unbalanced battery that only charges up to 50%. Basically all you have to do is to balance out every single cells to make sure that they are the same voltage. Put it in the charger, charge it back up, discharge it, and after that it should work just fine. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.